Hi friends, it's Miss Listernick here, and today we're going to read one of my favorite children's books called Corduroy. Corduroy is this little teddy bear here, and the author of this story, the person that wrote this book, is Don Freeman. Let's get reading. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then, one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps. If you look closely, Corduroy is missing a button, but the little girl still wants him." Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. Why do you think Corduroy is sad? He wants to go home with the little girl. He wants to leave the toy store and have a home. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." He didn't even realize he lost a button. Let's see if he can find it in the store. Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. I don't see it. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. Have you ever been on an escalator before? They're stairs that move up to the next floor. Could this be a mountain? He wondered. I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. Silly Corduroy, that's not a mountain, it's an escalator. He stepped off the escalator, and as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes, the most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace." "Silly Corduroy, this isn't a palace. This is just the part of the store that sells furniture, like mattresses and tables and chairs and sofas, things for your home. Corduroy usually only stays in the toy department of his store." He's never seen this before. He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once, he saw something small and round. "A button! Why, here's my button!" he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. So these buttons are actually part of the mattress. If you've ever seen a mattress without sheets on it, it looks like they have like these little indents and these buttons, but it's not his button. That's part of the mattress. He yanked and pulled, and with both paws until pop, off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. Oh no! Bang! into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. He's covering his ears. Crash. That was loud. He shouldn't be up there. Oh, no. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman, the guard, was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. He probably thinks it's a burglar. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw 2 fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" Uh-oh. The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls, back where he should be, in the toy department. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. She came back. Remember, that's the little girl that wanted to buy Corduroy. "I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I'd saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home." So after she left the store yesterday, she went home and checked her piggy bank, and she had just enough money to buy Corduroy. So she's going to buy him and bring him home. Yay! "Shall I put him in a box for you?" the sales lady asked. "Oh, no, thank you," Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight into her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed, just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like the enormous palace in the department store. "This must be home," he said. "I know I've always wanted a home." He's happy there. The little girl has her bed, and then Corduroy has a perfect little bed just his size. It's so nice and homey. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. Yay, he was getting his button fixed. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." So she's fixing it for him. "You must be a friend," said Corduroy. "I've always wanted a friend." "Me too," said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. What a happy ending. They're friends. I'm so glad that Lisa was able to go back to the store and get Corduroy as a stuffed animal toy. I love this story. Did you like this book? Thanks for listening. Bye.